is. Boom. All right, that's what I wanted to see. Cool. Mm, all right. But am I live on YouTube at the same time? Yes, I am. 33 seconds. All right, cool. All right, good deal. Let's get back to it. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Man. All that was just trying to get it set up. Let's see. What is it called? Stream settings. Nope, it's not comedy. Let's see. Coding with Claude. A button that creates a calendar reminder. Calendar event. Create a calendar reminder for Turo Guests. All right, this other part I'm just going to talk through. I'm using Claude to code a button that creates an ICS file. Period. The button will dynamically create the ICS file that a Turo guest, so a Turo guest can add a reminder Why is this so hard to talk about? All right, let's just pretend we're talking to another human being. When a Turo guest clicks the button, it generates a calendar event to remind them to use their host discount before it expires. Period. Actually, I already had this written out already. That's crazy. Let's fix this. I could have just copy and pasted. I completely forgot that I already have notes on this tool. Completely forgot. Yeah, I'm just gonna copy and paste. I mean, the Claude part is different. Let's see. Act as copy editor. Boom. Replace. Cool. Using Claude. I want to remind guests to use their Turo host exclusive discount before it expires. Boom, there it is. That's it. That's the thing. It's not comedy. It is technical. My thumbnail. Actually, I think I probably should delete that other live that didn't this stream contains promotion. Nope. Not altered. Nope. Change that. Cool. Is my title good? The stream's current bit rate, blah blah blah, is lower than the recommended bit rate. I don't know what those words mean in this context. Does that mean I should close some tabs? I don't know what that means, bro. I don't know what to do with that information. All right, let's see here. Okay, man, I hadn't even started coding yet. I want to get that other live. Actually, I don't really care about that right now. Okay, Claude, let's put our note in the, do I want to put my note? Here, let me duplicate it. Because I got to be careful about what's shown on the screen here. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, you got to split right in the middle? That's whack. That is whack. Okay. That's not what I wanted to do. I see the crystal raindrops fall. All right. Yay. And I think I also need Beehive. Man, all this time I hadn't even logged into Beehive. By the way, my newsletter is on Beehive. Rent My Car Tips is the name of the newsletter. I'm talking to Fanbase. Fanbase is on my iPhone. I mean, there's nobody in there right now, but you know. Here, let me put this. Go ahead and give them the link to the live so they can see the desktop. Drop that in the old commentarooski there. Neat. All right, I think we're ready. What are we doing again? Doing some codes or some things? Some codes? Doing some coding? I'm from Alabama. By the way, if you're just tuning in, I'm hatfishing you from sunny Huntsville, Alabama, also known as the Rocket City. And we are going to create a little bit of code that I'm just going to drop into HTML. I want it to be a page. Whoa, why is it acting like it doesn't know me? Oh, logged into the wrong account. That's the wrong Beehive. Wrong Beehive account. Happens all the time. Yuck. Alright, let's get back in here. Yeah, the one with the upgraded stuff. Pages. Alright, cool. Custom page. Start from scratch. What are you talking about? I'm already upgraded, fool. Yeah, alright, that works. Man, these colors whack. Alright, cool. I just wanted to create a new page. Probably should have started with a blank so I wouldn't have to delete anything. Yeah, actually, let's do that. 'Cause I don't even know what I'm looking at. I want to make a page, start from scratch. There's about a 5-second delay, it seems like, for YouTube. Bro, I could have swore I was just starting with a blank page. I'm so confused. I'm so confused, man. Was I not creating a blank page? Don't start from scratch, man. Blank. Okay. Yeah, good. That's long enough. All right, cool. We are going to need a place to put it. No, don't care about templates. Why does the page look like this, though? All right, we'll come back to that. I'm not sure what changes. So, what else is it telling me to upgrade? I'm already upgraded. All right, let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Core value proposition. That's very podcast. It's a very podcast term right there. Core value proposition. You can tell that I asked ChatGPT to make this template for me. By the way, I use Reflect Notes. That's my jam. It's time to stand up. But I'm worried about the lighting. Okay, moving on. Let's see. I've talked this out pretty well. I'm going to be embedding it. All right, let's just talk it out. I have a newsletter on Beehive, spelled Beehiiv, and I want to put some code on one of the newsletter pages that when a user visits the web page, they input a date, and click submit, they get an ICS file with specific information that I'll specify later. I want you to help me with the code. I'm most familiar with JavaScript.
I appreciate you wanting to work through this, Michael, but I should let you know that since I'm speaking to you right now, I can't actually produce code snippets or technical syntax for you. The text-to-speech system wouldn't handle that well. However, what I'd recommend is switching over to the text-based chat interface, where I can give you proper code examples, help you build out the JavaScript for handling the date input and generating ICS files, and work through the specific details you mentioned.
Okay, good deal. Can you?
That'll be much more practical.
Can you reprint what I said so I can switch over to the text base and just copy and paste it in there?
Sure thing. Here's what you said. I have a newsletter on Beehive. It's spelled Beehiiv, and I want to put some code on one of the newsletter pages that when a user...
I'm not going to let my British guy finish that. There's no need. All right, so we're switching over to text. Okay. All right. Boom. Nope, that's not right. Beehive. I spelled it out. Okay. What do we already know? I know that when they click on it, when they click on it, they're gonna need the date. You know what? I feel like I already got notes on this, man. Like everything that was needed in the ICS file. I played around with this before. Let's just jump in here. Projects. I think it might be under rent my car tips. Post. Boom. Education. No. Post. No. Okay. Then I guess it's under projects. Calendar. Actually, it might have a reminder in the name. Interesting. Well, where the heck? I think it was a text file. Alright, either way. I know what I wanted to have in it. Alright, so when the user clicks in here, boom. ICS file. Access. Boom. Alright, cool. So takes the data input, yup, generates an ICS file, boom, with details you specify. Exactly, right? Okay, so let's talk it out. The user will choose a date. The user will input their reservation number. This is optional. Alright, text field, date field, text field. What else? Just the date. Oh, I got the script running. That's a memory hog right there. Go ahead and kill that. Boom. Is that even readable? Definitely not on the phone. Let's fix that. Which one are you? Who's who? That's you? Alright. Cool. Let's go a little bigger. That's big enough. Alright. Alright. Boom. Date. Boom. Right. Okay. Here, let's see. If the user inputs a reservation number, I want the ICS file to create a link and output that link inside the notes field of the calendar event using the following format. All right, so let's go over to Turo. You know, the quickest way to do that. So I want people to have the option to input their reservation ID. Well, actually, let me just talk this out. So right now, a user, one of my Turo guests, when I give them a discount code, it expires 90 days after I submitted the review. I submitted that rating. Okay. I want to create a calendar event that I want to create a calendar event. I want them to click a button, create a calendar event that gives them the trip ID, that gives them a link to their trip. It puts that in the notes. I also want them to get a link to my Turo profile. I want to put that in the notes too. And so also, I want the ICS file to set two reminders, like a 30-day out reminder and a 7-day out reminder. And these will be defaults. I probably should have been typing that in. All right, so let me get a format for trips. Let's see here. No, that's not gonna work. I just need to see a URL for a trip. I thought you could share trips out of the app. You cannot. Switch to hosts. Yup. Any trip. Any trip. There it is. All right, so let's see if I can actually use this link without the US/EN for English. Yep, thought so. All right. I can't put this on the screen because it's got someone's personal information on it. All right, here is the format. Reservation number, which is a integer. Field, an integer field. I knew that one, Grammarly. I knew that one. All right, boom, 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 and then I'll just put those in brackets. Is it 8 characters? Looks like 8. Yeah. The following format. Let's just say reservation number. I believe in making things very plain for the computer. Example for a reservation ID, reservation number. 11111. What would it look like? Boom. All right, next. What else? I said, I also want ICS. I also want the event to have following link, following text, and link in the notes. Is it called notes? What is it? Calendar. What is that section called? Notes. Yeah. Okay. Page. Boom. Alright, that's gonna be me. Let me see if I can do it without the E, the US / the language part. Of course I can. Okay. I take that language stuff out and trust the browser to switch to what language it needs to, if it doesn't break the link. Here, I'm gonna show you what I mean by that. That is something that's easier to see on the screen. All right, so the links add that language stuff in there, and so that's something the browser does. And Turo is not just in the United States, and maybe the person doesn't want it to be in English, so I want it to be just this and let the browser choose the language on its own. So I just tested it out to see if the link works without the US and the EN, and I figured it would. But you never know. You never know. All right. Boom. Okay. Let's see. So this one isn't almost done. Actually, let's see the note. Your trip. Boom. And then the link. Let's just use that one. Okay. Yep. Okay. All right. What else? What else? What else? What else? Reminders. I want the events created with 2 alerts. With 2 alerts, colon, one for 30 days before the event and one for days. Let's say 15 days. And one for 7 days. Nice round number before the event. All right. I'm still talking. Okay. What's wrong with that? I also want the event. Okay. Before. Boom. And 7 days before the event. What else? Title. The title. Turo discount. Turo trip discount. Reminder. Turo trip discount. Reminder. Yeah, that's enough. All right. Man, that's crazy. I could have swore that I had already had this mapped out. That's okay. Where would I have put it? That's the question. Maybe I talked about it in the note. Yeah. Here, let me look here, because we don't really know what else I might have talked about on that day. And you can't put everything on the screen, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? All right, let's see. I first talked about it in October 22nd. Boom, boom, boom. Right. Test it. It should work on Apple devices and Android, of course. Of course, it should work in the browser, primarily in the browser. That's a crazy delay on YouTube. Wow. That is some delay. Okay. What else? I have some notes. Blah, blah, blah. When I allowed the guest to input the discount code. Ah, right. We didn't even say the most important part is to set it 90 days out. That's the most important part. All right, so let's see here. Should the event be all day? The event should be an all day event. All right, just talk it out. Talk it out. The event should be set to a day that's 90 days after the date the user inputs. Period. 90 days out. Expiration. Let's just double check that they haven't changed it back. Turo host discount. Expiration. It used to be 6 months. It used to expire in 6 months, but then they made it 90 days. So I don't get that one. Seemed like they kind of they went in the wrong direction with that one. You should have made it a year because it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt anything. Let those people have them discounts, man. That'll make them want to come back to the same person. Let them have it for as long as possible. I mean, why make them expire at all? It's not really a thing you need to create demand for. If people need a car, they need a car. Anyway, Turo makes a lot of decisions that feel like there's not a lot of Turo, not a lot of daily Turo hosts involved in those decision processes. 90 days still. That's such a weird thing. 90 days. Got it. Boom. All right. So let's go down the list of what a calendar event. This will just if I look at new event. Oh, all right. New events don't pop out. I guess not. That's kind of whack. All right. Well, I can talk it out without putting it on the screen. All right. Let's see here. New event. All right. Title. Location. Oh, location. Okay, so they have to use the discount with a reservation on one of my vehicles. So it just makes sense. It just makes sense that the location gets the URL to my page. All right. I also want the event to include the following text and link added to notes. And then I'll just say this one. Location. That sounds good. I like to just let it do it all at once. That's why that grimace when I accidentally clicked enter. All right, the location. The event location. Let's just say location field will be. That's Speed this resolution. The location field will be this link. All right. What else? Dates and times. Maybe not an all-day event. Let's just say the event. I don't like that all-day events just kind of take up a whole spot in the calendar. It's kind of hard to click around sometimes, especially on the Apple device. Like if there is something else on that day, sometimes it's hard to click that individual thing when there's an all-day appointment. That's just one of those weird Apple things. All right. So the event, let me just say, the event start time is 9 a.m. CST. And continues for 1 hour. Yeah. All right. The event should be set to a day. The event should be set to a day that's 90 days after the date the user inputs. Okay. What else? Alerts. I think I already got those. 15 days before, and then 7 days before. What else? Repeat. No repeat. No repeat. No travel time. What else is on? What does Google put in theirs? I don't think it's anything different. I think Google just calls their field something else. Google Calendar. Let's see. It's not where I'm here. Event. Title. Event type. Let's say not busy. That's one of them. Busy. What else? Time zone. Yeah. Location. Video conferencing. Description. The note. Where else did I put notes? Your trip. Boom, boom, boom. Integer. Right. Just want to put note. Yeah. Description. I'm still talking? Oh, that was weird. Notes. Where else? I'm looking over there because I'm also watching the stream and seeing how much behind the YouTube stream is from what I'm doing. Note. The text in the note. Description. That's everything. Yeah, that's it. Alerts. Start. Okay. Okay. And place the code inside a code block. Something to note is that am I hungry? Sound like it? All right. Something to note is that, what was I about to say? Talk it back to me, blah, blah, blah. I said I'll be. Man, it's crazy. I could have swore I said I didn't want to use a template. Huh. That's wild. Yeah, that sounds like hunger. I could be hungry. All right. I'm a little bit distracted because I'm having a hard time creating just a regular page in Beehive. I don't remember it being this damn hard. So I can only add sections? Alright, man, I'm gonna come back to that. Something to note is that I'll be embedding this code on a web page. Specifically inside an HTML block. Alright, bro, you got it getting out of hand. Okay, perfect. Let me talk it back. Date picker. Yup. Reservation number field. Optional. Right. Event title. Turo trip. Discount. Should it be Turo trip discount reminder or Turo host discount reminder? Turo trip reminder first, because usually the first instincts is pretty solid. But I'm gonna ask the chat. There's nobody. There's nobody there. There's nobody on Fanbase or YouTube. All right. Let's see here. Location. Let's check that. Boom. 9 a.m. CST, 1 hour duration, alerts, 2 reminders, 15 days before, 7 days before recurrence. That's right. No busy status, not busy, travel time, none. Yup. Notes. All right. So if the reservation number is provided, also add. Okay. Okay, we're cooking. This is probably something I can fix on my own. Damn, do I not remember how to do contractions? All right, we're cooking. Did you see me? Yo, I was really stuck for a second. Like, is that where the apostrophe goes? Yes. You know, that's what happens when you don't really write no more. You just mostly talk. All right, so we're cooking. I want your trip to show for the I also want to have a line break after the colons so that both of the links display on the next line. Period. All right, deliver code block to embed on the Beehive newsletter page. Neat. Got it. Didn't necessarily need to be a button, but let's just see how we're looking so far. Boom, boom, boom. Maybe I shouldn't have put it in the code block so it's easier to see. Now you got some inline styling. I don't want to do that. I want the text, the font to use the default. So let's avoid any font information or font style information. Avoid is passive. Let's remove any font styling information. Let's just tell it to remove. I actually don't know if I'll be able to put this on the page. Pages are being weird. Maybe I just need to make it a post. Weird. Really weird. Maybe website builder is not, it's not the awesomeness that it needs to be. Publish. Let me check something out. Let me just take a look at something. Security. Yeah, I think I'm hungry again. Yeah, I don't need to renew until November 2026. I got access to custom pages. Fuck. This should not be as hard, bro. I just need to test it right now and I can figure the rest of it out later. Blank draft. There we go. Testo. Testo change-o. HTML. Yeah, that was loud. You mad at me, bro? This is the plight. This is the plight of an ADHD brain. I should take a break. Go get a string cheese, whatever. But I'm in a groove. And also I feel like I'm behind where I should be. Alright, I'd be happy to help with these formatting changes. However, I don't currently see any code or HTML in our conversation that shows your trip. Blurb. Huh. Okay. Talking about, I wasn't telling you to change the code. Oh, alright, I wasn't talking about the code. So, let's see. Which one of these is? Where is the... Oh, here we go. What is it called? An ICS file description. No, that's... We got two descriptions in there. Bro, what? Is it summary? Description. Oh, alright. Okay. Made it a variable. Boom. Alright, there's my line break. Nice. Okay. If reservation number. Okay. Alright, I can just... Oh yeah, those aren't even... They're not even one command. Okay. I can just list that first. And then, and well, which one runs description? What's running description? Probably the function that actually creates the file. Reservation number, line break, and then whatever's in the description. There it is. If reservation number, take the description, boom, 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 line break. Good. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Plus reservation number. All right. Boom, line break. Okay. Wait, what? Hang on a second. Where did that variable go? There. Michael page. Yeah. If reservation ID. Now. Okay. That first part is right. Description. All right. Oh, maybe this tells it to write two different ones there. But see, that's the title. Nah, I think it misunderstood. All right, build a description notes. Reservation. And the description equals. Wow, the whole description by default is this. Correct. However, if there is a reservation number, then the description is your trip, line break, boom, 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 plus reservation ID, line break, plus description, which is this. All right, okay, cool. Yeah, perfect. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, no, you're good, computer. Add line breaks after the colon, so the links, blah, blah, blah. Remove any font styling information. Oh. It's fine for the description. Remove the font styling. Bro, from the code, man. Font styling information from the code. Okay, I see I have to be a little more literal with Claude. That's okay. I like literal. Literal's my jam. All right, let's see here. Remove the font styling information from the code. And yeah, I'm shutting down. I'm hungry. Here, let me actually set a timer that I'm gonna listen to. It's 101. 15 more minutes. Set a 15-minute timer.
15 minutes, counting down.
Remove the font styling information from the code. Then rewrite the code so I can test it. Meanwhile, let's get over here. Got our HTML. Boom, I'd be happy to help, but I need a bit more clarification. Sounds like you may have shared some code in the... Bro, what? I want you to make the changes I've asked to the code you generated in this chat, period. What do you mean? It's right here. What are you talking about? You outputted code in message starts. This is me trying to keep my cool. Claude is telling me it doesn't see the code that it just gave me. Bro, you wrote it in the code block. Really? 2 question marks. You're right, my bad. Here it is in plain text. Bro, what is going on? Maybe it can't read stuff that it outputs in code blocks. Alright. Alright, I'm just gonna roll with it. 90 days logic. Is that intentional? Like reminding them 90 days after. That's intentional. It's time zone handling. The code converts to UTC. If your users are in different time zones, you might want to let them select their time zone or just the 9 a.m. CST assumption. Hmm. 3. Customizable fields. You could add more inputs like event title. I told you that. I already told you the event title. Yeah. Event title should be This is really interesting. Because how does it not know that it about the code that it wrote for me? I don't know. Maybe Claude is not what I thought it was. I probably could have used Perplexity. I'm looking for that blurb that's right here, because I already said all this stuff again, and it's kind of acting like it forgot it. What else? Page. Okay, let's see. Maybe something smarter. I don't really know what any of them are, really. Dang, bro. Nah. You just got rid of all of that stuff. Alright, Claude. Hey, I'm not crazy about Claude right now. It just cleared out the chat when I changed the model. Did that really just happen? Did that really just... You better be in here, bro. No. What just happened to all of that we just did? I changed models in this chat. What happened to the rest of the conversation? I don't have the code on my clipboard. Can you rewrite the code? Or rewrite my message I sent before you generated the code for me? Bro, what do you mean you don't have access to previous conversations, man? I'm kind of wondering, why the hell did I choose Claude? All right. I really don't want to start this over again. We need to have a talk. just going to ask the computer. You kidding? Shouldn't that have been the default, man? What am I looking for? Wow. All right. Well, maybe I could. Yeah, I've used Claude Code before. Is that it? Oh yeah, this looks like it. It just kind of skipped a bunch though. Interesting. Let's see what happens. I probably need to start a new chat though. Yes, please. All right, looks like we're back on track. All right. HTML3. Wow, what is with the font? Let's check out the big ones. All right. HTML. Yeah, button. Blah, blah, blah. If it looks kind of whack, probably just going to tell it to use tailwind styling. But it should use whatever the page, whatever Beehive's page is. Input, date, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Plus 90, right. Right, get today's. Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. All right. Here's me resetting that timer I said I was going to use to do a dead stop at. It's a disease, people. All right, let's see here. 90 days. What was I thinking about? 90. All right, so I want today's date to be selected by default, comma, but I do want the user to be able to select the date as well. Period. I forgot about that. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see here. Const in time. Is that's the UTC thing? It's crazy. It's crazy. Whenever I see dots, I think about jQuery, and then I remember how much time I wasted learning jQuery. like 2019. Ah, man. It is a good thing I flunked out of that coding school that I was in back then. It worked out. Description, boom, line break, good. Yup. If they do input a reservation number, let's see how that HTML looks. Where's that label? Optional. Yeah. All right. I thought that was actually something that could be. I thought optional was a input attribute. Anyway, that'll work. Trip date. All right. So right now, nothing's selected. It's a date type. All right. So yeah, it'll probably rewrite. Yeah, I don't even know. What is it? That was loud, man. All right, my stomach is getting rude, so we're gonna have to wrap this up pretty soon. I do want to test it though. I want to test it. Before I tweak anything else, let me just test it. Just add a value attribute to the date input. Set to today's date. Date required. What? Did you just rewrite the same code, bruh? What's different? Actually, the value attribute needs to be set dynamically via JavaScript. So HTML doesn't have a built-in today value. Really? Get date. Doesn't get date with no. Yeah, get date with no attributes. Picks today. Yeah, that's why they used it. All right. Set today's date. Oh, date. What? All right. Should be a select. Sorry about that. That probably looks very painful. Scrolling that fast. Script. Value, new date. Honestly, I have to look these up every time. But I do think that date, like that default function, well, it accepts a parameter, so that's not the one. Set date. Get date is, yeah, that's one of the embedded JavaScript functions. I gotta look this up. This is gonna bug me. MDN. Get date method. That's right. It just returns the day of the month for this date according to local time. Okay. Yeah. Computer. All right. Let's see. Let's pop it in here. Work it on out. Guess I could put that on the screen too. Alright, we're getting unruly. Where you at, man? There. Where they at? Let's see how it looks on mobile. Where's the button? Stomach growl. Web. There we go. Why wouldn't the previous show on mobile? Oh, that's email. Okay, yeah. Desktop. Mobile. Okay. Hey. I gotta turn that off because I don't like pop-ups myself. Alright, create your Turo trip reminder. What is that? Is that that's the H3? Let's put you over here for now. Let's do a little side by side. Run through the old code ski. Take a look around. Dude. What is that? Just want to make sure I'm on the last version of the code. There. Okay. Probably should put it on the outside. Actually, I don't really even need it. I don't need that. Trip date. I can't go through it. Also, see that it's not set to the date. It's not set to today's date. Today's date should be selected. That's weird. Did you see that? It sort of flipped. Like it showed for a second. See it showed for a second, but then it cleared out. Okay. I'm going to tell the computer what the code is doing. When testing the code, the default date shows for less than 1 second, then changes back to lowercase mm/dd/YYY instead of keeping today's date selected in the field.
That's a timing issue. The date input is being set before the DOM is fully ready. Wrap it in a check to ensure the element exists, or use a small delay. Geez, set today's date as the default value set timeout. Function. Document.getElement by ID, trip, date. Value its new date. To ISO string, split T. 0, sol, 0. Uffer. Or better yet, move that line to the very end of your script after all the other functions are defined. That way, it runs after everything else loads.
Boom. Oops. All right. Timing. Line to the very end of it. All functions are defined. That way it runs after everything else loads. Okay. So let's see here. Yeah, I probably should have caught that, but man, I'm so far removed from coding. Where are you? It was the first thing in the script. And it needs to be the last. At today's date. Didn't change anything, did you? That value. 2 ISO string split T. Very first occurrence only. I should know what that means. Kinda do. Think that means do it once. I don't even remember. I'm not a real software engineer. Now I just need to see. Of course, not before the final command. This will be easier if I put it over in VS Code. Const. Oh, alright. I thought I was looking at one long command for a second. Alright, let's see. Web. Damn, that mug switched back again. Let me see. Huh. Did it twice? I'm gonna turn that off. Nah, never mind. We'll go back to that. Let's test this part. Today's date. Boom, boom, boom. Nothing. Nothing on desktop. I might need to publish though too. Let's try the mobile view. All right. Yeah. Let me publish this. Maybe there's a thing about it. Don't need to email it. Don't need to notify anybody. Thumbnail. Boom. Want to test your post first? What's this? Free subscriber. No, just publish it. Yeah, let's try it on. Let's try it on the iPad. Bro, why does it look like that? There's definitely no button there. Let's try testing. We might not be able to execute scripts. We might just be able to only use HTML. But I could look. I could ask Beehive. script. Okay. Alright, that's cool. What are my other options? Computer. I used to watch a lot of Star Trek. That's what all this feels like to me. Except we don't have replicators yet. Full replicators would be fire. 3D printing. 3D printing tool. That would be amazing. Alright, what else? That's a key limitation. Blah, one load attribute on the input itself. Do I have those options though? Let's go back. Yo, where is it? Oh, there. Right, yeah, basic stuff. Good. Hey, that chat was on point though. The chat came through for me. Okay. All right. Nothing. No. Nothing else. I answered one question. That's enough. I'm out. Edit post. Okay. What else? Data attribute. Oh yeah, CSS. Shoot, I should have asked it about CSS. Yeah, CSS has some JavaScript like functions. Okay, yeah, it won't work for the date picker. Damn, actually, the date picker didn't even show up. So maybe you can't use input fields either. That's wild. Wait, nah, because the forms were showing before. Why are they not showing now? Move the entire form to an external hosted HTML file, then embed it. Oh, we can do iframes? Hell yeah, I do iframe. All day. I didn't know you could do an iframe. I thought that was very dated. Let's see. Yo, here, let me calm that down. Where is it? Cause that's killing me. My wheel just kind of spazzing out. I need you to. What do I have? Like some kind of velocity. Oh, there. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Let's turn that off. Did you save them? Did you save my settings? I guess they're saved by default. All right. Cool. Reasonable speed. What do we got in here? HTML snippet. Yeah, iframe is embed link. We can try to embed link. Code block. Basics. Need you to execute some stuff. Embed link. Seems like the closest thing, but that's not going to do it. Oh, I can use an HTML. This is what happens when we don't do this stuff. I can put an iframe in HTML. All right. Well, who do I want to host? Can I actually? I could host the HTML file on Michael P. Wright. Let's see. We're not doing a third party. The iframe approach is probably your best bet. Yep, it won't let me run scripts. You host the complete blah 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 on the server, GitHub. Oh yeah, I could put it on GitHub pages. Or I could just put it on my, yeah, there it is right there. Iframe. Boom. Alright, so let's see. Let's get this whole, let's get this guy. That's right, we didn't fix the default. Maybe I'll come back to that. I'll come back and fix the default thing. This isn't gonna work because the JavaScript's not working. All right, boom, boom, boom. Let's go with, for the sake of time, we will go ahead and put that in the VS Code. What was I working on? Oh yeah, I use Claude Code to build a web app that shows you the map of all the GI Bill schools, but instead of just dots on the map, it shows you the amount of BAH. So when you zoom in on them, like a cluster of schools or whatever, you'll see like $1,700 or $1,834, you know, because that's how I would want it. That's how the VA GI Bill tool would be useful to me. So I made it. It did cost me like $12 to make though. I'm still figuring out Claude Code. That was my first go. I didn't record it. But it is on my GitHub. If you're curious, you have to run it locally. You know what? I'm not even gonna bother advertising that yet because you gotta run it locally. Yeah, forget about that. All right, distracted. Boom. I want a new file, and it's gonna be something HTML. Doesn't really matter what I call it. It does matter because I'm gonna look for it later. Let's see, host discount. Host discount. I guess I could put this on there. Host discount reminder. HTML. I forgot the hotkeys to clean up code. What is it? Was it something with an F? Yeah. Understand? What do you mean you can't format HTML? Bro, stop wasting my time, man. Of course you can format HTML. Okay, I guess it's really not. wasting time. I just need to test this out. So let's go live. Boom. Default day. No, you're off a day. All right, so that means it's putting the UTC day in there. So, all right, so the code. It's putting today's. Where is it? I just need the stuff for console log and whatever. Or could just try again. Okay, anyway. Trip date. Who generates you? There. There. There's no such thing as being a lazy coder. Work smarter, not harder. Trip date and pull up trip date. Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. What creates it? Where's the variable? What's outputting into there? Yeah, you get that after. Let's think about this. Not after. Not after. Not after the document itself renders, but just after. And nothing. Alright, so what I wanted to see. That's the computer. Date that's pre-selected. According to the user's current time. I don't think I have to. Or maybe I do. The date setting line is in generate ICS. let's just read the whole thing here. All right, trusted computer. Boom, boom, boom. It runs when the user clicks download. On page load. All right, yeah, it needs to be on page load. Time. So user at 11 p.m. Eastern. We'll see tomorrow. Stay. Where's the extra place? That misplaced line with this. Move to the bottom of the script. Outside of all functions. You see how I low key just dropped it in somewhere and let the computer tell me what to do with it? Oh man. Hey. Whatever's gonna get it done. Let's see. This uses get the event itself. The created event. Okay, yeah, no, this is just for the stuff. This is page load. I should have caught that. Alright, let's see here. I'm gonna collapse it again just to make sure I don't make the same mistake. Cool. Rendering the document. So I guess it doesn't need to be in the... Oh, well, yeah. Educate me, fam. Claude asked me. Yeah, regenerate it. It will assist with my education. Hitting enter doesn't do anything but create a new line. In Claude. Actually, man, let's see. What's the hotkey to submit a new chat? So I don't have to click my trackball. That hitting enter. See, I'm clearly someone who, bro, I tried shift enter. Alright, whatever, man. You know, enter doesn't work. Bro, that was real chat GPT of you to give me that wrong information and then be like, you're right, my bad. I'm not certain of the exact hotkey may vary by browser. No, man, I'm not reading. You can read it and tell me, bro. This is very unperplexity of you. Alright, the 2 key changes from your uploaded version. Yeah, let's just load this up for a second here. Alright, let's see. Brief me. The date setting logic is now at the bottom of the script, right outside of. Okay, I'm just curious to see. Yeah, document is just gonna populate the HTML stuff. But that's why I'm confused because I feel like it should be inside of the document stuff. But yeah, I guess not. Yes, outside of functions runs immediately on page load. I mean, JavaScript runs in order though. How is it going to run immediately? Let's see what happens. So I'm gonna be honest on the surface. I'm not completely understanding how. So far, so good. Downloads. Alright, now let's open it and see how it looks. Calendar event. Let's make sure we're not putting nobody business out there. Alright, that's me to choose a calendar. Here it is. Should be 90 days from today. I'm guessing June 3rd is that date. Trust the computers on that one. Alright, so 30 minutes before. I guess that's the default for my own calendar. 30 minutes. Alright. The URL looks good. Reservation / blah blah blah. I'm just curious. I'm wondering if there is a one with 8 ones. Let's see. So here's how we're looking. It's looking pretty good. And then there's me. Try that one out. Boom. Good test. And then I should be there too. Yep. Oh, this is going great. All right. What is that? Oh, that's the host. All right. 15 days before, 7 days before, boom, your trip takes them directly back to their trip, so they can see how good of an experience they had. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is it. This is solid. Yeah. This is good. This is good. It does it. It works. All right, cool. I'm gonna go eat something. So anyway, yeah, we're playing around with Claude. It's got some quirks. I did not use Claude Code, which I might still have a command line open. Now I've killed terminal. But yeah, I felt like Claude Code was just way too complicated for this. It's like fire hose, using a fire hose to kill mosquitoes. Alright, cool. There's the thing. I might play around and add a little bit of styling. I won't. But it works. That's the thing. It defaulted to today's date. I'm just gonna refresh. That's all I really wanted. Can I change to yesterday's date? I wonder if I can control the file name. I'm pretty sure. Excuse me. I'm pretty sure I can. Play around with that and just add like something that appends. I could just put it in there. String. Let's see. I need. I need to create a variable first. So I probably have to do something like this with and put the variable in there like actually I already got it. Where is it? It's gonna have to be an if then. Yeah, it's gonna have to be an if then. So where's the here, let me not leave that there. But what I would put in there is whatever the variable is for the reservation ID. It's probably something. You know what? If I put backticks. So, okay. So I do it like this. And then whatever that variable is. Man, I thought it would cheat. I thought it would cheat for me. I thought it would fake. Oh, it's a variable. I have to put it in backticks. Reservation number. Right. That's how I would do it. I would make the file name like that. I'm actually going to test that out right now. But first, let me double check. Reservation ID. Get element ID. Reservation number. Blah, blah, blah. I think this will error out if a person doesn't input a reservation ID. We're going to call that a prediction. Line 154. All right, let's see. Refresh. Let's say they didn't put a. Oh, it didn't error out. All right, that's cool. Okay. Test that out. It didn't error out. That's cool. Oh, it also. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It wouldn't even. There's nothing to put in there. I wonder why it didn't error out though. Probably. Let's see. Okay. I mean, it didn't break anything. Let's see. 24242424. Aha, there it is. Oh, dash. I forgot the dash. Wanted to be separated. Let's just do two of them. That's what I wanted. All right, cool. Cool, this is a good stopping point. That's my HTML file, so I'm probably just going to host it on michaelpwright.com and then use iframe in the Beehive page. But for now, I'm out. That's enough. That's enough making things for the internet. That's 2 hours. 2 hours for just a form. It's all good. I'm out of practice, but hey, here I am. Here I am back practicing again. All right. Well, enjoy that. I can't say I did. I learned a lot, but I can't say that was enjoyable. All right, I'm gonna sign off first on YouTube and then sign off next on sign off on YouTube. Well, let's see. Let me I'm gonna try OBS. Let me stop streaming at